I've been wanting to make this video for a while, and specifically because I have been working on this project. Technically it's 2 years, but very seriously it's been the last year, and for the next couple weeks I won't be able to make edits. So this here is my special holy grail, the documentation of the 2024 F1 calendar. Now, this has been a really cool project for me because I love Formula One. This here is something that I painted. This is 2013. So since I made this, I've wanted to do this project. And I finally decided to do it this last year to the best that I could with ink. So before I get into 2024, I'm going to go through the MVPs of this project. So right here I have the entire collection. And this is 2024 and then also the beginning of 2023. So I'm going to go through these one by one. I'm very proud of this work. So this is the very first one. This is Monaco. I have been to Monaco, walked this track, and this original poster is also Monaco. And I wasn't planning on doing any more of these after this one piece. But then, things happened. So then we had the Montreal Grand Prix. This is 2023 again. Okay. And then I really love this one. And I was like, okay, well, what's next? So then I believe this was next. This is the Hungary Grand Prix. This fell on the same time as Comic-Con. So I thought a little Mario Kart action would be appropriate. And these are actually a little bit jumbled now. This is the British Grand Prix. This is rushed. I hate this one, but here it is. Then we have the Japanese Grand Prix with the famous Red Bull livery of the year. I think this one's pretty cool. That steering wheel is not attached in any way. Then we have Monza. Okay, the Temple of Speed itself. I took inspiration for this one from Redline because speed. And this is my first time ever trying to draw motion in a crowd. So that's the piece here. I really like that one. Actually, in this one, we also have the Tag Heuer Monaco. It's the watch that I'd like to have. Then I got kind of wacky with the next one, and this one is Austin. And I've driven on this track before, and again, there's a trend here. If you haven't noticed, I draw this McLaren MP4 a lot. So then we have the Singapore Grand Prix. And this year, there was a lot of lizards on the track. So I thought, definitely appropriate. And let's see here. And then we also had the Austrian Grand Prix. It's a very Red Bull heavy racetrack. So there you go. And, then obviously this one's kind of lame, but it's actually not even good. But it's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix last year. Here it is. Okay. I hated this one also, but Max won, and I was kind of rushed, and I wasn't planning on making any more of these. But then I got really into Formula One. Like, I've been to F1 since I was a kid. My dad watched it. I watched it with him. And for some reason, I just felt like contributing in some way. So I decided to do the entire 2024 season. And I don't know why I did this because obviously it's 24 plus drawings in 10 months. But I'm done. My shoulders are okay now because I obviously had some injuries. But this is testing in Secure, right? I follow the same trend. This is the character that I draw and everything. Then we have, it's called the blank. It's got no personality or anything. And then obviously given that that's 2024, the doomsday clock is the timer. So there this one is. And then we obviously had the first Grand Prix in, I'm thinking Qatar, but it's not. Anyways, here's Sakir again. Right, and there's actually a formula I'm using for most of these drawings, and you'll start seeing a trend a little bit. But this one I thought, whatever, the sides of the track are painted a certain way, and I really want to show the flowiness of the track and kind of like the energy of the dunes here. So again, McLaren MP4. This is when Red Bull was predicted to crush everyone. So just remember that. It's 2 in a row now, McLaren. And then we have Saudi, right? I love this track. So here it is. Big sunset track. Lots of people driving into the sun. And again, McLaren MP4 with a shadow here. I like this one a lot, personally. Then we move to Australia. And obviously Australia, another very fast track. A lot of straights. So here you go. Again, MP4 McLaren. Again, I believe I predicted what was happening with the actual Constructor Championship. By the time this video was posted, Ferrari may have won or McLaren would have won. But McLaren was the main story there. Then we went to the Japanese Grand Prix. This is the Japanese Grand Prix. Lots of blossoms. We got some Godzilla in the background. It's cool. It's the first time the Japanese Grand Prix was held when the cherry blossoms were blooming. It's very, very interesting. Obviously, we have the Chinese Grand Prix. Year of the Dragon. Could not ask for a better mascot. So here we go. Chinese Grand Prix. First corner. Very complex. Again, McLaren MP4. But yeah, this one, I just really like drawing this one because I thought I'd do something slightly more timely for the Year of the Dragon. Then we have Miami. Miami, I went like pretty basic Miami Vice style, right? Try a different perspective. And this is it here. Pretty simple. Again, McLaren MP4. Then from there, we move to Imola. This is the Imola piece. It's the first time I used a Ferrari in one of these. And that is just because they're in Italy. You can't do something that's not Italian and a Ferrari. So here it is. That was a great race. But then we went to my favorites. Now, given that Monaco is my favorite race, and I started off doing Monaco, I have a history of Monaco. I did 2 Monaco pieces. First and foremost, we got the hairpin right here. And this one I really like because down here you have this like second picture of someone driving out of the tunnel. Well, the tunnel is clearly just over here anyways. So I thought that was pretty neat. But then I wanted something a little bit more about Monaco, I guess. So here is the corner by the cafe and the Monte Carlo Casino. People just having a coffee, hats being blown off. Some of the background in Monaco. The problem is like, if I spend a year on one of these, I think it'd be really complex, very detailed. But when you're trying to bang out 24, it ended up being about 30 of these, you're in a rush. So you're just like, idea's good, move. Idea's good, execute. And again, here we go, doomsday clock right there. Then we went to my home race in Montreal. This is the Canadian Grand Prix. Just want to remind you, McLaren MP4, and there it is. I was at this race. It was incredible. Just a really good time. And again, just ripping through these as best as I can. From there, we go to Spain. And the Spanish Grand Prix. Barcelona. I don't really like this drawing at all. But here it is. Okay, we have the Sagrada de Familia at the top here. And corner 1. That's kind of sketchy. Then we go to the Dutch Grand Prix. Is it the Dutch Grand Prix? No, this is the Austrian Grand Prix. Yes. And again, obviously, heavy Red Bull influence. A lot of orange smoke at that race, I tell you that. But again, another McLaren MP4. This one's actually, of all the MP4 drawings I've done, this one kind of looks the coolest. Maybe because it's the width or something else, but it's also a good example of the progression of these drawings, I'm getting better. I think that's cool. Then we had the British Grand Prix, and for absolutely no reason, I decided to do two. So this is the first one. It's underwhelming. It really is. Again, McLaren at before because that's all this is about. Um, but whatever, right? Like my job was to get these out the door, and then I found some time, and I think this is the point where McLaren was really starting to make a lot of noise after Miami. So I made another one, this time with an updated, new age F1 car, as well as the two McLarens in the back fighting. There it is. It was a great race as well. Then this one I drew when I was at the Montreal Grand Prix. I don't know anything about the Hungarian Grand Prix. There was no Comic-Con. So I just did this big one, giving a shout out to the pit crew. I thought that was pretty cool. And there it is. Big fan of that one. Then we had the Dutch Grand Prix, and I just wanted to basically display the banking on, was that corner 4? So here it is. Obviously we have a Red Bull front and center, and it was a good race, I think. Not a huge fan of that track, but there it is. We got Red Bull. Then we have two Monzas. One Monza was a commission that's gone. Maybe I'll post a picture here. Maybe I won't. That one was a lot of fun. It was a request to have Lewis Hamilton driving a Ferrari, winning Monza. Love that one. And then I did this one. Again, straight line speed track. So here's the Ferrari. Obviously, it's going to be the Ferrari. This is the number of Kimi Räikkönen. And I was just on a Räikkönen binge at the time. Should have been Charles, but what are you going to do? There you go. There's a Ferrari. Then we move down the season. Now we're in Azerbaijan. Here you go. Just that like high altitude, well, the hill corner by the castle. Wasn't sure what else to do, so I threw the Azerbaijan flag. There it is. Again, we have my boys in McLaren right here. Now we're in Austin. So I made two posters for Austin. This is poster number 1. I love Austin in general. I love Texas. So here it is, the Austin Grand Prix poster. Everything's bigger in Texas, and that goes for this. I also made a second one of these that went down to the Ferrari pit for an autograph by Leclerc, and I believe he stole it. And I say believe he stole it because I haven't heard anything back. It hasn't come back to us. We're very surprised. And he's been crushing it since he got it, so he has it for sure. Next, we have the Mexican Grand Prix. I focused on some more traditional style Mexican art here for Checo. Checo obviously doing abysmally all year, continues to do abysmally. It's a hard job, but God, that must suck. So there it goes, Mexico. Then I made a change because most of these I had been using my character in the drawing, right? And we got to Brazil, and it was the 30th anniversary of Senna. And he's obviously a legend, a hero for many, and that's why I draw this car, because he is the most iconic driver. And so I decided to exclude my character, and I made these two. Here, this is one. This is corner 1, McLaren MP4, once again, Senna's number, Senna's helmet, in Brazil. Very nice. But also I got an up close, and this one I thought was pretty cool because you got a reflection in the glass of the track. I thought that was really cool. Again, legend, rest in peace. Thank you for the inspiration. And again, that's why I draw the MP4. And then we go to Vegas. Vegas, I thought glitz, glamour, Ferrari. So here we go. This is the attempt at drawing neon at night. It is the Ferrari on the strip. I hate this one, but it's cool. It was a challenge. Sometimes it's hard to change the way you do everything. But here it is. Second to last, the penultimate, if you will. This is the Qatar Grand Prix. Kind of a brutal race for a lot of people. And McLaren has now fallen off the wagon a little. But here's McLaren taking it in Qatar. Sunshine, sunset, palm trees. And also, I was happy because I was almost done. And that led me to this final piece. Now, this final piece, I've been to this race before. This is the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I watched Lewis win his first year there. And it's such a beautiful place. And one of the things that stood out to me the most was the mosque. It is pretty massive and impressive and just a really cool place. So for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, I thought I'd make the mosque the centerpiece. And obviously draw Max as a champion. Even though we don't have a constructor champion yet, I thought it would be good to have the driver because Max really earned it this year. So this is the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix right here. And this race is going to happen in a couple of days here. This video may or may not be posted by then, but that's the season. So I've been really excited to draw these. I don't know if it's going to continue because I'm now working on a painting series and some other things, and these F1 drawings take literally all of my time because they take so long to do. But in an ideal world, this would be what I do. Just, I think a lot of the teams are doing a pretty lackluster job of creating posters for every race. And I know they have to do 20, like every team's got to do 24 of these. It's got to be so hard. But I do it in ink. So I'm sure they can find the time if this is their job. I do this on the side. So anyways, thank you for watching if you watched. I'm just really excited about this project. I've got another update about my art show coming soon. So thank you for tuning in. I'll see you around. Peace.